What is going on, everybody? My name is Dean. Welcome back to the Big Bash on Cricket 19 on my channel. Today we are going through the first of the finals. This is the Eliminator, which is basically fourth versus fifth. The winner will go on to play third. Now, we're not doing the finals from the real world. We're doing the finals from what we ended up with in our season for the game. So we have the Stars will be facing off against the Thunder in the qualifier, which we'll do tomorrow. But as for today, we've got the Brisbane Heat and the Sydney Sixers. The winner will progress through to the next round of the finals. I'm not sure actually who they're going to come up against. Let's see if I can find out. But it is going to be the Heat, who won the toss. They've elected to bowl first. And it is Ben Lachlan with the new ball to Josh Felipe. That's a dot to start things off. So 3 dots already for the Brisbane Heat, putting the Sixers under early pressure, looking for a single. Lynn with the throw, it's close. This should be given out. Third umpire going upstairs here. It looks very, very close. Very, very close. Oh, that's out, yep. Out it is. So the winner of this game will actually go on to face. So I get the image up here, slowly loading. They'll face the Adelaide Strikers. Whoever wins this one, but that's James Vince gone early, and I apologise, by the way, because I've got the score still on the international score, so the wickets are on the right-hand side, the score on the left. That's why it says 4 for 1 rather than 1 for 4. And I also want to say, apologies, there was like no videos this week. I've been absolutely chock-a-block at the Australian Open Tennis tournament in Melbourne of Australia. As some of you know, I've probably pointed this out a few times. I actually work there as part of the court services team. This is my 8th Australian Open. And this upcoming Saturday, I will also be playing in the Fortnite Summer Smash at the Australian Open. At the time of recording this video, my teammates for the Pro-Am have yet to be announced, but I'm fingers crossed that I'll have a couple of good people on my side. So you can stay tuned and watch all that action on Saturday. I only just played some Fortnite games last night to get a bit of practice in because I hadn't played for a couple of months. So lots of pressure on me there. Now, at the moment, let's have a look in the middle. It's Steve Smith, 31 from 15, and Josh Felipe, who's now 13 from 18, really giving the Sixers a good power play. But there's a wicket. And I think it's Labuschagne, or is it Swepson? Maybe it was Swepson. Or is it Majib? It's one of the spinners. I think it's Majib. Yes, it is. Who gets rid of Felipe. Sixers 2 for 44. But they're going to end this power play somewhat on a score of about 50. As we see Steve Smith nick one through to the keeper. This time Swepson gets the wicket. So 3 wickets for the Brisbane Heat inside the first 7 overs. Putting a bit of pressure on the Sixers' middle order. Daniel Hughes coming in at number 5, hitting a boundary off his first ball. 3 for 54. And you'll notice I've adjusted some of the teams a little bit finally because I actually recorded the entirety of the Big Bash series, this Big Bash series, on my channel before the Big Bash had even started. So if some of the teams in that series were a little bit wrong, a little bit off, that is the reason why. I did the whole thing beforehand because I knew that I was not going to have any time throughout January to do it. As we see the wicket of Moises Henriques just hitting it and couldn't get it over cover. Pattinson getting the breakthrough. Now the Sixers all of a sudden 4 wickets down. Daniel Hughes slaps that one past the point fielder, almost to the boundary. They'll come back for 2 with Jordan Silk in at the other end. And this is going to be a really interesting final series in the real world because what we've got is we've got so many international players back because there's actually not another international game until midway through February. So we can have our big international stars in the final. I don't think David Warner's actually a part of any of the sides, even though he is a Sixers man. But Steve Smith will be playing. Now, obviously, Labuschagne will be playing. Pattinson is playing. Don't think Stark will be playing or Cummins, but definitely there are going to be some star power players playing throughout this Big Bash final series. So it's something I'm looking forward to a lot as Hughes hooks this one away, gets it fine enough to the boundary for 4. And the Sixers, they're just starting to put on a bit of a total at the moment. They're on track for about 160. Probably want to get about 170, 180, especially with this start they've had. This one hauling out to the deep. Daniel Hughes goes for 48. The Brisbane Heat get another wicket. It's Ben Cutting this time, as he just pulled it away. And fielder in the deep got in nice and early. Got himself into a good position to take the catch. Mujeeb it was. And the Sixers 5 for 111. Now they've got, I mean, there's a little bit of pressure on the Sixers here because they do probably still need one more partnership. Curran and Silk at the moment, especially Tom Curran, has been hitting boundaries. He's been Mr. Reliable for the Sydney Sixers in both batting and with overs, I suppose. Although one night he did get hit for about 60-odd or 50-odd. It was a very poor night from him with the ball. But he can strike a long ball, so that's what the Sixers will be expecting from him. This is a big shout. It's a wrong and given by the umpire. So Swepson gets another one. Mitchell Schwepson. Why do some people say Swepson and then others say Schwepp? Like Schweppes, like lemonade, like, you know, Schweppes lemonade. Anyway, big six here from Jordan Silk. It looks like it anyway, and it does go over the rope, 4-6. So the run rate, just with a few wickets, has dipped slightly for the Sixers. There's another wicket. Jordan Silk gonna go. Just 26 from 19 balls. Mujeeb getting another wicket. Good keeping, by the way. This one's gonna go over the top. And 6 more for Nathan Lyon. As we see the last over get underway for the Sixers, currently on 147. What will they end up with here for the total? Swepson coming back into the attack to bowl this final over. Dwarshuis and Lyon in there as Dwarshuis hits this one in the air for a couple of runs. Going to be a tight run, and oh, it's a direct hit, so it could be out. Umpire gives a silent nod, but bang, out. Nathan Lyon going to go. Run out for not many, maybe 7. I think he hit a big 6 in the last over. But we see the wicket is going to be given out. So a big wicket again for the Brisbane Heat. They're just reducing this total again and again, slightly, to the Sixers. Oh, another wicket! Is that the last ball of the innings? Maybe the second last ball. Swepson gets 2. In that last over, I suppose one of them's a run out. No, there's one ball to come. It is an outside edge from Stephen O'Keefe. He's at the crease with Jackson Bird. They're going to pick up 2, possibly look for 3. They'll stick with 2. The Sixers will finish with 154 on the board. Probably would have liked maybe 15 more runs. You would have thought 170 was probably a really strong score, but they've got at least something on the board they can defend. 154 for 9. Daniel Hughes 48 from 28, and Steve Smith 32 from 19. Sort of the 2 standout scores for the Sydney Sixers. Mujeeb getting 3 wickets, Swepson a couple, Cutting and Pattinson with 1 apiece, with a couple of runouts as well for the Brisbane Heat, as the Sixers ended up 154 runs, 9 wickets down. Let's get into the Brisbane Heat innings. And starting things off for it is going to be Sam Hazlett. Did I call him Hazlett? I feel like I called him Hazlett at one point, but it's Hazlett. And Jackson Bird with the new ball for the Sydney Sixers. Oh, in the air, there was an inside edge. Oh, Bird just lost the ball in the air, but 5 dots already to begin this opening over. It's been a cracking start. Hazlett goes into the deep, and the catch is taken. The Sixers with a wicket maiden to begin. Unbelievable stuff from Jackson Bird. Tom Curran the second over, but the Heat 1 wicket down. No runs in that first over. Matty Renshaw and Chris Lynn now at the middle, and a lot of pressure on these two to actually build a little bit of a partnership. We saw the Sixers score 50 plus from their power play. Can the Heat, especially with Chris Lynn, recreate something like that? Already 10 runs on the board, but it's within 3 overs, so they have started quite slow here as they start to get a little bit of boundary form in for them. Now Lynn, can he get back-to-back boundaries through mid-wicket this time? It is another 4. So they're just building this run rate up a little bit. Still underneath 6. Close. Dangerous. Out. There was just never a run in this. I've got no idea what they were doing. Chris Lynn is run out. That is a massive wicket for the Sydney Sixers. a pretty late call in the end. The throw only needed to go to the teammate because I reckon that it would have been absolutely Bales whipped off straight away. But Jordan Silk with a direct hit. Chris Lynn goes. The Heat 24 runs, 2 wickets down. And AB de Villiers joins Matthew Renshaw out in the middle. The Heat in a little bit of a spot of bother. Of course, reminder that 3 wickets in the power play generally will get you the job done. Especially with a mediocre to, I guess, strong total. At the moment, just 150 on the board. This one, de Villiers. Absolutely class. Over the top of point and backward point for 4. It's just been some good stuff. Oh, chopped on Renshaw. A little inside nick onto the stumps. A costly wicket. Trying to play it off the back foot. Just sort of got his body too close to where the ball was. Didn't give himself room enough to swing. Jackson Bird gets another wicket. Renshaw goes for 11. And Marnus, the man of the summer, is now in with the bat. Hitting another boundary early on. Have a look at him. Those beady little eyes. He's ready. Labuschagne. And he's chopped it onto his stumps as well. Lyon gets him. His test teammate. As Labuschagne tries to give himself room and he just knocks it on towards the leg stump. So he goes cheaply as well. Just 9 runs for Marnus. And we look at the Brisbane Heat score there. 52 runs in the 8th over. It's not where they want to be. The Sydney Sixers were much further ahead of them at this point in the game as this is another wicket. It's just another strange chop on, I think, here from Pearson. Is it? Yes, it is. He's just chopped it into the ground and Lyons got 2 for 11 from 13 deliveries. Make that 3. Cutting goes first ball. Lyon might be on a hat-trick. Oh, goodness gracious me. Nathan Lyon on a hat-trick. Ben Cutting goes 59 for 6. But Pattinson obviously survived the hat-trick ball. I've, for some reason, decided to edit it out, and he's hit 6 for the next ball. So the Sixers just needing to get 1 or 2 more wickets. Oh, look at this point in the game. They're 71 for 6. It's a real spot of bother for the Brisbane Heat right now. That's out as well. It's AB de Villiers. Nathan Lyon's got 3 or 4 wickets now. He's unstoppable at the moment. Have a look at this ball. Just good. Tracking down the wicket anyway. I reckon it could have been stumped as well. De Villiers out for 20. Off the bowling of Nathan Lyon. 7 wickets down the Brisbane Heat. They're going to need a bit of a miracle to win from here. Only 3 wickets in hand and they still need 10 per over required. So it's going to be tough for the Heat. Pattinson, though, has looked alright at the crease. 27 from 12 now. Swepson hasn't really faced too many deliveries. He's just faced 6 balls for 2 runs. But Jimmy Pattinson at the moment, he's finding boundaries. And even Swepson this time round the corner could get some more handy runs here. So we're going to pick up 3. Nice and comfortably here. 100 up for the Brisbane Heat. James Pattinson continues to hit the gap. Not quite 4 on the half volley. They'll pick up 2 from on reach in the deep. 43 from 21 and bowled him. Straight through Swepson. So much pressure on Pattinson now. Look at that ball just shaping away beautifully. And the Heat lose another wicket. Pattinson now really the only hope. Benny Lachlan out in the middle, but he's not at the greatest batsman. Finds the gap in the boundary, but it's now 33 required from 6. Pattinson finds the boundary again, but it will need to be maximums from here. This one over the top. It's just 4 runs, which not going to be enough to get it done. They need 4 maximums for a super over. It's going to just be a single. And the Sydney Sixers will go on to win this game, provided no balls or anything, as Lachlan hits a top edge that goes to the boundary. But it's 18 needed from the last ball. Stephen O'Keefe bowls it. It's going to be a single. And James Pattinson, 46 not out, will end the Brisbane Heat. Their big bash comes to a close. The Sydney Sixers progress. They'll face the Adelaide Strikers on Saturday in what's it called? What's the middle game called? We've got the Eliminator. We've got the Knockout. It's called the Knockout. They advance to the knockout stage where they'll face the Adelaide Strikers. But the Sydney Sixers get home by 16 runs. Nathan Lyon, the player of the game, 4 for 21. Just an absolute superb performance with the ball there for the Sydney Sixers. And no one really doing the job for the Brisbane Heat with the bat, other than James Pattinson. But Nathan Lyon, look at that effort, dismissing the entire middle order. A fantastic job. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up if you did. I'll be back tomorrow with more Big Bash stuff. It is the Stars and the Thunder in tomorrow's video. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.